This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Yo, fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low? Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough. And I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap a girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. To the people that moving slow, just moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they worth. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it off, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like a 94. When I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh, yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip.
All right, chat. How we all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Do like Jeremy Hambley. How was your weekend? People calling the intro music trash. I don't know, man. I don't know what more you want. Playing you the greatest hit of 1997, and y'all just are unappreciative. Jesus, that song's almost 30 years old. I'm unk. I'm washed. I don't know what to tell you. That's what the Zoomers say. The Zoomers say I'm degenerate for the fact that I've gotten pussy before. I've gotten some stank on the hang low, and the Zoomers don't like that. So I was on Twitter, minding my own business, posting hot chicks. Chet says, "Where's Luke?" I don't know. I sent him the invite. He's off fighting Nephilim or something. I don't know what Luke's up to. The Dip is a viral TikTok song. I know, man. The kids on the TikTok have discovered a lot of the classics. The young kids on the TikTok, the Gen Alpha, have revived Sir Mix-a-Lot. They're playing Sir Mix-a-Lot songs I didn't even know. They've rediscovered my love of they've rekindled my love of Sir Mix-a-Lot. Here's Luke. Oh my gosh, Luke was off battling Nephilim. He barely made it there alive.
Indeed.
So Luke, I made the Zoomers mad on the Twitter.
Oh, what did you do? And what did you do this time?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't do nothing. Okay, I was
Of course,
a good boy.
of course.
I was just trying to get my life together, go to church, buy some Skittles.
Use a good goy. You're not doing anything bad.
Exactly. So somebody posts this video of some Zoomer dude, and he looks like a good-looking dude. I mean, as much as I'm a judge, no homo.
Right.
But square-jawed white boy, seemed muscular. I can't imagine why he'd have a hard time in life. And he's fucking crying about how he's so smart, Luke. He's so smart and aware that he can't enjoy things anymore. Right? And here's the honest truth why I fucking hate hearing that. Because I had a little bit of that arrogance in me in youth. Okay. Now it was held in check by the fact that my dad would say, stop being a fag, or my friends would say, stop being a fag, or my girlfriend would say, you talk too much and put a titty in my mouth. You know what I mean? Those things held that in check in me. But I recognize that in me as a bad thing. And I'm grateful to God in heaven that I had loved ones to hold it back. So I hate seeing someone just go all in on that. So I just quote tweet this and I'm like, for God's sakes, man, just shut up. Just shut up. All right. You're a young man. Go get a titty in your mouth and a fistful of ass cheek. Go get drunk with your buddies and have a story to tell tomorrow. Like sitting around jerking yourself off about how you're so much smarter than everybody is no way to go through life. That is one of the worst paths you could possibly choose in this life.
What perfect timing. Have you ever read A Catcher in the Rye?
I did back in high school. And
Does that remind you of anything?
Yeah, Holden was a fucking fag and he couldn't shit. All right. Do not be like Holden. All right. I don't know if that's what the author intended as the lesson of this story.
Well, technically it wasn't. He was criticizing the culture, his disconnected culture, but yeah, basically but in modern context, Holden Caulfield, the worst criticism of him is that he's a self-serving brat, but yeah.
I mean, I felt the need to kill John Lennon, but he was already dead after reading it. So I couldn't really, I tried looking up Ringo Starr, but like a close second. No, that's the thing. You don't want to be that way. Okay. So Forney retweets it. Oh man, when Forney retweets my tweet, I got to brace myself. He's got like 10K followers. Okay. And I also just as a habit, generally, if something's getting over like a dozen notifications, I mute that shit. I'm done. I've said my piece. I'm not going to endlessly reply to people about it. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Like I've made my contribution to the conversation. I'm moving on. Like I get overwhelmed with positive shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, I can't. I don't want every notification to be about the one tweet. So I mute it. So I muted it and went to bed. And the next day, like 500 replies, like 300 retweets, like 3,000 likes. And the Zoomers are big mad. I am a degenerate goy. I'm probably apparently getting paid by Benjamin Netanyahu, who I guess has the plan that he wants you all to get your dicks wet. I don't know why. Some 5D chess, I guess. I don't know how that helps him take over the Middle East, but I guess it does.
I mean, conspiracy theorists have gotten a lot of control these days.
These Zoomers can't decide whether or not getting your dick wet is a Jewish plot to distract you from, I don't know, the Jews or something, or they think that the Jews have made it so that they can't get their dick wet.
Can these people just multitask?
I don't know, man. Just maybe go get some fucking pussy. I don't know what to do. Like, I get it. I don't want to sound like a boomer who's like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I understand the Zoomers were dealt a bad hand. I understand it. Believe me, I watched the world end right like halfway between my 18th and 19th birthday. I watched 9/11 and I knew we were fucked. I knew the world I grew up in was gone. Frankly, I'm amazed it took it as long as it did to get this bad. That said, though, do you just want to be like a faggot victim your whole life? You know what I mean? Like, understand something. If you're born right now in the year of our Lord 2026, if you're a teenager right now, if you're a 25-year-old man right now, understand something. As bad as you think things are, and they are bad compared to where they were a few decades ago, 99% of your ancestors would probably suck a dick to trade places with you. You understand that? Like, you really need to like have that perspective in your mind of how much, just astronomically much better we live than most human beings for most of the history of our species. Like, you first of all need to be a little fucking grateful about that. But yeah, don't you just want to sit here and be a victim? Like, oh, I guess it's harder to get pussy. I guess. I don't even know if that's true, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure I believe that, but whatever. Because frankly, 30 to 40-year-old men have no problem fucking 20-year-old girls. So I don't know why the 20-year-old men can't handle it. Every time Dan Baltic points this out on Twitter, everybody has a fucking meltdown, but they never call him wrong. I feel like if you're in decent shape and you're just not a spurg who can talk about more than one thing, you probably can do okay out there. I understand it's rough. I understand the dating apps have skewed stuff. But like half the time these Zoomers are like, they don't even want it. That's the thing that frustrates me with them. That's the thing where I'm just at a loss, where they've just given up to the point where they don't even want it. They're like I'm supposed to just chase after some tatted up whore with a bad attitude. Look, I understand Zoomer girls are kind of terrible in a lot of ways, but each generation, the men and women deserve each other. Like, I'm sorry to tell you that. That's kind of a law of human nature. Oh, she's a tatted up, obnoxious whore. Yeah, but you're an anime obsessed fucking dweeb whose balls haven't dropped. So do you deserve better than her? Like, no, you don't. Look, I'm sorry to tell you, you don't. You should fucking be thankful for the OnlyFans whore with the sad fucking sorry state that you're in. Chad says, what if I'm in decent shape, but I'm also a spurg? I mean, I was a spurg. Don't get me wrong. Look, dude, you think I wasn't a spurg? I was obsessed with comic books back when that wasn't cool. Okay, like not at all. This is like pre-X-Men movie days. Okay, like this was not seen as fucking hip. Okay. I was obsessed with politics from like the age of 15. Do you think anybody else in school wanted to fucking watch Special Report with Britt Hume in the evening? No. I was watching The Practice. That was one of my favorite shows. Remember that scene in Family Guy where Stewie's in like daycare and he says, did anybody catch The Practice? I dozed off right before the verdict. That always made me laugh because that was me in high school. And guess what? Nobody else caught The Practice. Nobody else seemed to give a shit about that show. All right. I'm not, I wasn't hip with the fucking crowd. Okay. But I still did okay. For fuck's sake, I had a couple of three-ways before I was done high school. I did fine. It was out there if you wanted to fucking chase it. And I kind of feel like it sort of still is. I think a lot of these guys, they spend way too much fucking time on Twitter, on whatever else is the current thing. I don't know. I'm 43 years old. I can't keep up with it anymore. Discord, whatever. The TikToks. I don't know. I don't care. But you terminally on your fucking phone. Are you obsessed with fucking anime? You're obsessed with Skinnerbox video games, and you can't talk about anything other than the Jews or something. And like, yeah, no wonder you're not dropping the panties.
That's boring.
Like, yeah, I get it, the Jews, okay, but like, can we go get some chicken wings? Like, at a certain point, live your fucking life, okay? I get it. Things aren't great, but like people have lived in far worse situations and made the fucking best of it. Okay. Do you really want to squander your youth just sitting around like I'm too smart to enjoy pussy? I don't ever want to be that smart, Luke. I feel like if if I had some fucking comic book like lab accident that made my head all swollen, I had like a 3,000 IQ, right? I feel like I'd still want pussy. I feel like I would. I don't feel like I'd be like, well, I have evolved beyond such things. I don't want to evolve beyond such things. Like I don't like no. I'm very happy with those such things. Just go get fucking pussy. I don't know what to tell you. At the very least, like, I can't stand this like mentality where you want to cope and be like, well, I don't even need pussy because I'm busy putting on cat ears for Nick Fuentes or whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't know. But like, it's just sad cope. Like, it's not really the Jew's fault that you can't talk to a girl. It's not. I'm sorry to tell you. There's a lot you could pin on those people. A lot of bad shit you could pin on those people, and we'll probably be talking about that later. But the fact that you stutter in front of talking to a girl is not one of them, okay? Benjamin Netanyahu isn't shooting his Spurg beam at you, okay? You're just Spurg. He didn't make you obsessed with fucking goop tunes, okay? He didn't make it so the only music you listen to are video game soundtracks. Like you did that, all right? It's time to stop. You're just a degenerate goy. I guess. I like pussy. I'm not going to fucking apologize for that. Some of them were like spurring out because like I will retweet pictures of hot chicks. I will do that just unapologetically on my Twitter. I don't retweet nudes. I always keep it at like a maxim level. You know what I mean, Luke?
Yeah.
PG-13 level. I will retweet pictures from porn stars as long as they're dressed. I don't care. Like Riley Reid could post a thirst trap where she's just in a bikini and I might retweet it if I see it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I'm not going to retweet porn. I'm not going to retweet nudes. I just keep, for whatever reason, I just want my Twitter to be accessible enough it's at a PG-13 level. But I will do that unapologetically. I'm like, oh, hot chicks. I follow accounts like Ginger Supremacy and shit like that, where they just post hot redheads all the time. And I'll just retweet like 3 or 4 of those in a row. You know? Chad says Spyro the Dragon and Scooby-Doo Night of 1,000 Frights do have nice soundtracks. I'm not telling you not to listen to video games. Okay? I will rock it with the Sonic 3 and Knuckles soundtrack from time to time. Absolutely. I'm just saying, like, probably shouldn't be your only fucking thing on your playlist. That's all I'm saying.
If you get a free Pandora account, just listen to what they have on the stream. Just listen to that once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
not saying it's good.
I got
I'm not saying
taste in music. I'm
not saying it's
going
to
most of the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's all going to be good. I'm just saying just know what other people listen to.
Yeah, have an idea, man. Just have an idea what people listen to. Okay, like just so you know, I don't know. Just be aware of it. Like, guess what? If you're dating a girl, you're gonna have to pretend to give a shit about stuff she likes that you don't like. And, like, she's probably gonna do that to you. Okay, like I was actually seeing a girl a couple years ago, and it was never super serious, but it was around 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to take me to see the Barbie movie, and we didn't end up going just because like scheduling conflict or whatever. I think she actually had to work, and everything. It wasn't serious. We were only on a few dates, but she had tagged along with me to that fucking Ninja Turtles movie, that the Mutant Mayhem one, right? And like she's like joking with me and all, and she's like, "We're gonna go see Barbie." I'm like, "Really?" And she's like, "I took you to go see the Karate Lizards." And I'm like, "All right, I guess fair enough. That's an excellent point. You did indeed go see the Karate Lizards with me, so I guess I will see." That's what a relationship is, okay? Like, fine, I will watch Barbie with you because you watched the Ninja Turtles with me.
A little tit for tat here.
By the way, sometimes that works out perfectly. My girlfriend back in 2004 took me to see Mean Girls, which I had zero fucking interest in other than the fact that Lindsay Lohan was hot. And Mean Girls is legitimately great. It's one of the all-time classic comedy. Even recently, I think like 2018 or so, some chick I was seeing took me to see some movie called Leap, and it was like some French animated fucking movie about a ballerina, which, needless to say, I had no fucking interest in. But damned if it wasn't a pretty good movie.
I was surprised about that one too.
Yeah, honest to God, I was shocked at how good that movie was because I thought it was going to be bored to tears. I'm like, good God, I better at least be able to feel up a titty after this. Like, this is like, and I did indeed feel up a titty. But movie was pretty good. Movie was pretty good. But yeah, broaden your fucking horizons a little bit. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're honestly sitting here and being mad at me and calling me a goy slave because I've gotten some stank on my hang low, that's you have lost the plot. Okay, you're making being a goy slave sound good. Okay, like that's what you're doing. Oh, the Jews will get me pussy. Oh wow, I guess I'll side with them. Like, damn, sign me up. Oh Lordy. Hey, it's free comic book day this Saturday. That's pretty cool.
All right.
It's the third best holiday of the year. It's Christmas, then Halloween, then free comic book day is number 3. They've been doing this since 2002. I actually remember getting the fucking emails on my AOL about this, and I thought it was a scam at first, but it was turned out, free comic book day. Some people are really stupid, it seems. So some people go into stores and they just think all the comics are free or something. I don't know. Like,
what?
I've heard stories of this where it's like, I could just take any comic. Like, no, it doesn't work that way, champ. There's specific comics they put out for this that are mostly promotional. They're like kind of they're meant to be like little stories that either suck in new readers or pull lapsed readers back in. A lot of times if Marvel, DC are doing some big event in the summer, there'll be like a little prelude story to it, like a little issue 0 to it or something. I've sometimes seen them just like reprint old comics and then just like advertise a trade at the end. Like I remember the 2003 Superman Batman series. I think in like 05 or 06, they did a reprint of that for free comic book day, like a free comic book day edition. And literally the last page of it was like, did you like this? We'll read the rest in the trade paperback. Public Enemies out now. So, I mean, there is kind of an advertisement end to it. It's not exactly like you're getting the best fucking stories imaginable on your free comic book day stack.
Right.
That said, though, I always love it because the comic book stores do massive fucking sales. I mean, you can go to some of these places and it's like 50% off trade paperbacks or something. You know what I mean? Like huge sales. And there's 3 comic book stores here in Lancaster County, counting the one that's also a retro game store. Complete in Box is like a retro game store that has a comic book store section to it. Like about a third of the store is comics. So there's those 3, and then up in Lebanon County, there's a nice place called I think it's like Uncanny Comics or something. I can't remember the name, but it's up in Lebanon City, and it's pretty nice. I actually was just there the other day with my dad. I had to take him up to the VA for an appointment, and while he's getting poked and prodded and getting his free government health care, I wandered over there. So I'll kind of make like a circle hitting all 4 of those sometimes on a free comic book day, because it's just hella sales, man. You know, if you have your eye on like a big $40 plus trade paperback or an omnibus or something, that's the day to do it, because stores will be discounting that shit hardcore. Chet says, what a pathetic state about Gen Z that they prefer arguing about politics and a fictional character getting an abortion than actually living the best lives they can. You know, I haven't seen a ton of people. So like in Invincible, they finally did the Adam Eve abortion story. And the story was like Invincible knocks up Adam Eve before he heads off to the big intergalactic fucking space war. And it's been like 10 months. And during that time, she got an abortion because she thought Mark was probably dead and she couldn't really handle it. And she was afraid because the pregnancy was fucking up her powers. She had a bunch of reasons. Whether you agree with it or not, the character had fucking reasons. And I kind of thought like when that dropped in the show, there'd be like more because I mean, there's a whole fucking cottage industry of people on YouTube whose whole livelihoods depend on, look at this woke stuff, let's be mad. And I didn't see a lot of that. I saw memes. I think I showed you one of the memes where she's chasing like a baby with a fucking coat hanger and shit. But like, I saw some funny memes, but I see that about Invincible all the time. I didn't see that many people mad about it. So like maybe a few, but not a ton of people were like outraged. I think if anything, the Invincible show is kind of like slightly neutered compared to the comics. Like the amount of times I will see people like who like the show and they go and read the comics and they're just shocked at some of the shit in it. Like there's a scene early on. So Luke, have you watched Invincible?
Not really. I mean, I'm all caught up with the comic book, but I'm kind of 50-50 on the show.
Okay, well, you know how like Nolan, obviously Omni-Man, you know, when he reveals himself, he nearly beats Mark to death and flies off. You know that much.
Right.
Okay, so in the comic, shortly after this happens, there's a scene where Debbie is like just trashed on wine, you know, total suburban mom, fucking wine drunk.
Right.
And she's like crying and shit. And Mark like comes up to comfort her. And she's all like, why did you fight him? Why did you chase him away? Right. Which are just horrible things to say, admittedly. And the next day she's like, look, I'm really sorry. I was drunk. I didn't really mean that, you know. But the thing about it is like, put yourself in this woman's situation. She's processing all these kinds of feelings. You know what I mean? Like she loved this man before, you know, he showed his true colors. This was the father of her fucking child. You know what I mean? Like she misses him, whether she should or not. Part of her misses him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, of course she fucking does. And she was drunk off her fucking ass. So like this scene is completely fucking relatable to anybody that's had real fucking relationships with people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I like people would be passing this scene around on Twitter and go, I'm glad they cut from the show because she looks so terrible in this scene and all this. I'm like, there's a segment of people because look, Invincible is meant to be an adult fucking show. It's not for kids. It's superheroes, but it's not for kids. Okay.
No, definitely not.
It's meant to be a mature show. We use that term, but like, I really feel like there's a lot of these fucking young millennials, especially, and Zoomers, especially, that like have this fucking Reddit bullshit chungus idea of what a mature show is. A mature show just doesn't mean that you show like titties and gore and we say fuck a lot. Like that may be part of it, but a mature show is also about deep, complex fucking characters and like shades of gray and that sort of shit. Like actual emotional depth to shit. So like looking at this fucking you know, scene in the comic and be like, oh, this is just, I don't understand. The characters aren't black and white, good guys and bad guys. It's like, yeah, because it's not that kind of a fucking comic. Like Debbie said fucked up things when she was drunk because she's dealing with this just insane swirl of emotions in her fucking soul.
I mean, the cartoon itself is not like that. I mean, right?
Oh yeah, the cartoon it's good, but again, it sands off some rough edges from the comics.
Oh yeah, it has to streamline certain things for the sake of like narrative.
There's a scene in Invincible where Amber, Mark's first girlfriend, he like goes and visits her because she like knows he's invincible and shit by this point. They're broke up. He's with Eve, but they're still friends. He still cares about her, and she's got her face all fucking busted up like black eye and shit. And her boyfriend beat her up. So Invincible goes and like threatens him, like holds him by the leg off a fucking building and shit. Like, don't you do that again. I'll fucking kill you. You know what I mean? And people were like, oh, I'm glad this isn't in the show. And I'm like, well, in this particular case, I don't think you could put it in the show because show Amber is so terribly unlikable that I can't. I'm like, if I see show Amber with a black eye, my first thought is she had it coming. She just 100% had it coming. Like comic book Amber was sweet, and like comic book Amber was just nothing. She was just a character that existed to be a little bit of drama before Mark and Eve got together, and then they made her just awful in the fucking show.
Yeah.
So like, if show Amber shows up with a black eye, I'm like, yeah, you probably said some shit you shouldn't have. I don't know.
Yeah, no one would have been too concerned about that.
Mark be holding her off of fucking. Mark should be holding her leg off the building, going, "You stop messing with that man." But yeah, I'm a little surprised that there's not more like quote unquote outrage over the abortion story. But I also think part of it is I think a lot of these channels that are just grifters, you know, the ones that aren't actually trying to analyze shit, they're just, they're just running a grift. They have to keep with the get woke, go broke fucking narrative. And yeah, that works with Star Wars, which is an absolute philandering brand. That works with the MCU right now, which is petering out. But that doesn't work with Invincible, which is just seeing staggering levels of critical and commercial success.
Yeah, I mean the woke things we can recognize, like the things they change, they're too obvious, but everything else is not woke.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think most of it. So the only thing that's like really woke in the show, I mean, there's a couple of race swaps, and they gender swap Tech Jacket, which is sort of ironic because they made Tech Jacket absolutely fucking useless in the show. They made Tech Jacket a girl and then made Tech Jacket useless. So I don't know. That's almost based. But yeah, Amber was the only like woke shit. And like, yeah, there were gay characters, but who fucking cares? Like, whatever. Like, there just were gay characters. That's just like, whatever. I like Invincible quite a bit. I like the comic back in the day.
Here it is. And you get Mark's reaction, just like sad reaction to her being drunk.
Yeah, because she's like saying just horrible things to him, but like also she's drunk and she apologizes the next day and he forgives her because he knows she's drunk and he understands that, you know, he too has complicated feelings about Nolan. So like, that's just good human drama right there is what that is. Ironic since, you know, one of the characters is only half human, but nonetheless. I love the memes of like the Virtumites on Earth and shit. I just love that. Or it's like the one-eyed dude, and he discovers cigarettes and redheads and motorcycles, and he's like, fucking Earth rolls.
I gotta find that image. Where is
the black one in the comic? He only hooks up with one chick, and like Thrag is trying to be like, you're supposed to be impregnating a bunch of chicks. And he's just like, yeah, but like, she wouldn't like that. And Fred's just like, hold like, what the fuck, man? Like, this powerful race of aliens is defeated by being just pussy whipped by Earth women. That's what happened to Nolan. 20 years with Debbie, and he just lost his edge. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it at the end. He just like 10 out of 10 Earth baddies, just completely bringing the Virtuum Empire to its knees. They think they're taking over us. No, we're taking over them. And of course, the jokes because the black one looks like Steve Harvey. They're like, if you're gonna lay low, you probably shouldn't host the Family Feud. It's a great show, though. I enjoy it. I do still really wish they'd have tried to get the Spider-Man cameo instead of doing that Agent Spider gay shit.
Oh,
like because they got the Spider-Man voice actor, like the one really prolific Spider-Man voice actor, Josh something. Because like everybody, when they saw like that he was on the list of like voice actors for that season, they're like, "Oh my god, are they going to do Spider-Man?" And I don't know, man. I feel like you should have like. You probably would have only had to deal with Sony because of the way the animation rights are right now. But like, I would have just tried to get the rights. And the other thing I would have tried to do in the big Invincible war, where there's all like the parallel universe Invincibles in the comic, because this was an Image comic, and Image would sometimes pretend to have a shared universe, even though they very clearly did not. This big Invincible war is guest starring all these other Image characters: Spawn, Youngblood, Savage Dragon, Witchblade, Pit. I'm just trying to think. Like, other ones I'm probably not even remembering. Whatever, who cares? But the point is, you had all these different characters, and I just remember thinking, like, why didn't you go and try and get the rights for them? Because it just feels so small in the show compared to what the comic did. Like, there's just not that many characters, whereas the comic kept cutting to all these different fucking fights going on across the world. You know what I mean? And it felt like this really big, massive thing. And it was only one issue in the comics, but it still felt like this big, massive thing. And I'm like, how much could like any of those rights have been? Like Pitt, for example. Dale Keown is broke as a fucking joke, okay? And he's reduced to being in Gamergate and fucking like trying to crowdfund trade paperbacks of his old comics. That man would have let you had the pit rights for like $75 in a case of beer. All right. I can't imagine Youngblood rights go very high, although maybe they do because Rob is an arrogant fool, but probably not. Savage Dragon rights probably aren't high. Witchblade rights probably aren't high. Maybe Spawn is, because it's probably the most culturally relevant out of all those characters. But even then, I feel like most of the owners of these characters would just be happy to get some fresh eyes on them and pretty much let you have them for a song, And they didn't even try, from what I understand, from the behind the scenes thing, not on Spider-Man, not on any of those other characters. And it's like, man, shell out a little bit. You don't have to only blow the budget on voice actors. I like the voice acting in Invincible, but yeah, sometimes the animation budget suffers because of it.
Yeah. That's the biggest criticism I always hear.
Chat says, well, not to be stereotypical, but Seth Rogen really didn't want to shout out more shekels for those characters. Yeah, but Seth Rogen, while he is a producer on this, I mean, this is Robert Kirkman has most of the creative decisions. And I feel like Kirkman could have been like, nah, bro, we should do it. And again, I could understand saying, hey, let's get Spawn rights. And you go to McFarlane and he quotes you some stupid number that just didn't worth it and be like, well, never mind. But at least ask. You know what I mean? I really felt like you could have gotten a lot of those characters for jack shit, really. Just virtually nothing. I understand Spider-Man would have probably been a big get. But again, even with Spider-Man, to have not even tried, to have not even gone to Sony and Disney and say, hey, let's do this. Because, I mean, they do this in the comic. Invincible got a bunch of compendium collections, which I have all 3 now. And they did not include that Marvel team-up issue with Spider-Man and Invincible. But they're now redoing them. Now it's called an omnibus. And that first volume does have the Spider-Man comic now. So, I mean, clearly, at least on the comic side, you're able to negotiate. Chat says Kirkman probably doesn't want to get those characters. Look, I just feel like it would have made that storyline pop so much more. It would have made it feel so much big and epic. And it also would have generated a lot of buzz. Think how many videos would be just breaking down all the cameos in the Invincible War. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like it would have made the show better creatively, in my opinion, to have so many characters there. And it probably also would have generated a lot of buzz. I feel like it would have been the better option. I certainly would have enjoyed it more. What do I know? I'm not making a fucking cartoon. I'm just an asshole on the internet talking out of my ass. So maybe I'm dead off. It just seems like not even trying. Yeah, I don't know. That seems lame to me. Chat says the animation on Invincible is honestly on par with PowerPoint. It's never that bad. Come on. And in all fairness, the times when it is fits the comic, because the artists on that comic are notorious for reusing art on fucking panels over and over again. I mean, hell, there's a joke in the comic about that, where he meets his favorite comic book artist that draws Science Dog. And he's like, does it take you a lot of time? And he's like, no, a lot of times I reuse art on panels. Don't people notice? And he goes, no, not really. And as they're back and forth having this conversation, it's just the same art of both their faces. And he even used this joke in the show. He's like, does it save money on animation? Would we just use the same setting? Don't people know it? No, a lot of times, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, almost kind of having just cheaping out on the animation a little bit. It's almost on brand. Oh, man. But yeah, I dig the show. I look forward to it coming back. Let's see. So, Luke, are you ready to pay, what is it, $500 million taxpayer dollars for a ballroom that we need?
So business as usual, eh?
The White House needs a ballroom. So there was an assassination attempt, I guess, on Trump on Saturday. at the correspondence dinner.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying it's fake, and I'm saying that I am paying $5 a gallon for gas now, so I don't care. That's my position. Like, at this point, Trump's physical safety isn't weighing heavy on my heart. That's my fucking position. Maybe get your ass back in line, and I'll fucking care again. But anyway, so there was this attempt. A lot of people were questioning it. Who fucking knows? Who cares, really? And now all of a sudden, every Republican is very, very insistent that we need a ballroom added to the White House at taxpayer expense.
A security ballroom so that the president never has to leave the White House.
To like, really, like Rand Paul's on board with this. This is a really weird, like, body snatcher shit where everybody's screaming about a ballroom all of a sudden. And it's one of those things, like, play the Lindsey Graham video.
Let's see what we got here.
No sound. Not hearing any sound there, Luke. We're not hearing sound. Oh, anyways, whatever. He talks about how, like, the American taxpayers would be happy to flip this to we're all us taxpayers are really eager. All us fucking pay pig normies are really eager to pay for this fucking ballroom. And I'm like, are we? Like, Chet says this ballroom has secured private funding. Okay, then why did the Republicans scramble to pass a fucking bill to fund it? We can't pass the SAVE Act. We can't put a fucking border wall up. But we can do this. I watched the Republican Party and every obviously paid influencer screaming about a ballroom. And it was one of those things where you're like, what are we actually doing? Like, there's times when you don't know what they're up to, but you know the official story is bullshit. A lot of those times, really, where you can only speculate as to what the fuck is actually going on. But you know that what they're telling you is not what's going on. And this is one of those times, like, this is not about a ballroom. I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand the point of it. I don't understand, and I certainly don't understand the fucking urgency. Because even if I was like, yeah, the White House would be a lot better with a fucking another ballroom. Even if that was a thing I thought, that would be really fucking low on the list of priorities. Like, that's very, very many steps below. Give me a fucking wall and release the Epstein files and stop dragging us into wars. Like, it's very, very many steps below that.
We're going to introduce legislation.
Here we go.
That would authorize $400 million to be spent to secure to build the presidential ballroom. Underneath, there will be a lot of military stuff. There will be a Secret Service annex. And we've paid for it by offsetting it with custom fees. But the estimate is $332 million. We're going to do $400 million because I think it's probably going to take more. Private donations can be used, but I think they should be used for buying China and stuff like that. Underneath this ballroom will be infrastructure that is national security centric. The ballroom itself will avoid the dilemma of having to leave the White House grounds with future presidents and this president's to go downtown in a place that's less secure. President Trump said to me yesterday, we need the ballroom, not just for me, but for future presidents. He literally could have left his bedroom, walked out the back of the White House, and been at the ballroom. That's what needs to happen when you have 1,000 or 2,000 people gathered in today's environment. And the sooner we get the ballroom built, the more hardened it is, the better for the country.
The better for the country.
I hope and pray that most people in the Senate after Saturday night will support this bill.
You're gonna get fucked in the midterm so fucking bad.
And you know what?
You can't like gas is like at least $5 in most places in this fucking country right now. Like people can't. Groceries are still fucking rising, and they're going to rise even more because a big chunk of the world's fertilizer supply has been cut off. And I gotta be really concerned about the president's safety. He's the most fucking protected man on the goddamn planet already.
Which is actually kind of hilarious when you look at the details of the assassination attempt, because it seems like the secret security was incredibly laxed. The guy just
almost like it was.
The assassin actually wrote a letter saying that he's complaining how it was so easy to break in. Have you seen that?
Yeah. I actually remember because I grew up in Southern Maryland. I got the Washington news a lot. Clinton, around 95-ish, I want to say, it was. He blocked off the road that was in front of the White House, which at the time was a relatively major traffic point in DC. In other words, blocking this road off fucked up traffic patterns for a lot of people. Like just ripple effects, because that happens in the city. You take out a road, there's a big ripple effect, and so I mean, just impeded a lot of people, like had negative impacts on a lot of people's lives because Bill Clinton was a giant pussy who was afraid for his life. Again, despite being the most protected man in the fucking world, and he had said at the time that was only temporary. I believe it is to this day still closed. Because there's nothing more permanent than a temporary fucking government measure. But like, get fucked, man. I don't give a fuck about your safety at this point, Trump. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. This is way heavy on my heart anymore. I'm not even saying I wish harm on you. But I certainly don't. You're already the most protected man in the world. I certainly don't feel like, and now that you're going along, like being a good boy, I guess you're probably not getting any real fucking assassination attempts anymore. I don't know, man. I'm so done with it, dude. I'm so not fucking on board with it anymore. Like, I'm back to, would I vote for the Republicans in 2028? Probably, because they're usually less bad than the Democrats. Like, I'm back on that. I'm back on, I guess I will reluctantly vote for them because they're better than the Democrats most of the time.
Yeah, boy. Here we go. Yep. Here we go again.
But I'm not like, oh yeah, Trump was great. And again, a year ago, I thought this motherfucker had the mandate of heaven. A year ago, we're burning through government fucking spending and shit. We're just Doge cuts and shit. It just looked like it was just steamrolling a fucking agenda that, like I said last time, was like Ron Paul mixed with Pat Buchanan. And now it's George W. Bush mixed with fucking Kid Rock. That's the agenda now. It's George W. Bush, but like more WWE. Just more stupid. I don't know, man. I see this shit anymore, and I'm immediately thinking they're up to some shady bullshit, because there's all sorts of shit going on where it's like, have you ever heard about all these scientists that are just mysteriously like disappearing or quote unquote killing themselves, Luke?
I might have heard that, but I don't know that in depth.
Like all these top scientists like NASA and fucking that deal with like energy and fucking deep space exploration and all, just dying. They're just one of them, I can't remember the name, but I swear to God, one of them was on a fucking podcast, apparently, where he said he was talking about this story and he goes, well, I'm not suicidal. Something's up if I die. And he dies of like suicide like 3 days later. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And again, I could only wildly speculate as to what the fuck that is. What the fuck's going on there? I could only speculate. I could wildly speculate. There's fucking aliens involved for all I fucking know. I don't know. But something weird's going the fuck on there. Just yesterday, I saw Will Cain, which is a Fox News host, because my dad still fucking watches Fox News. I try and break him of it. But Will Cain has a whole segment about how none of this is related. and we're all just seeing ghosts. We're all just imagining shit. None of this is weird. We're just seeing. It's not weird at all. The top scientists across all these fields are just fucking mysteriously dying. That's not weird, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
That's not at all weird. There's no connection between them. Like 20 top scientists in the world mysteriously dying is the first act of a horror movie. Okay, it's definitely something I look at and I notice. Do I know what's happening here? No, of course not. I can literally only wildly speculate.
Of course.
And that's a lot of the times with here, like where I could just look at what's going on and I'm like, well, this is obviously bullshit. I don't know what's going on here, but something probably really bad is. You know, I mean, I understand like Candace Owens has crazy conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk, where like she talked to his ghost or some shit.
Yeah, he's apparently in purgatory, and he's talking to her.
I don't believe that he is. I don't believe purgatory is even real, and I don't think Charlie Kirk is in purgatory talking to Candace Owens of all fucking people. I believe Candace Owens is probably full of shit, and I believe that because her stories are wild, wacky, and unverifiable, and she is also known to be full of shit.
Yeah, the only thing you know about her consistency is her YouTube algorithms.
I also think it's really suspicious that she had much more reasonable conspiracy theories after she talked to Erica Kirk and quite possibly was bought out, and now she has wild, wacky conspiracy theories that discredit everybody.
Yeah.
But I also think it's really weird that Charlie Kirk just decides in the last like 6-7 months before his death, hey, I'm not on board with the Israel shit that much anymore. I'm going to start questioning that. And then he dies like mere months after doing that. And then instantly his wife, with a whole bunch of shady ties of her own and a whole bunch of known fucking lies in her past, instantly turns Turning Point USA into the fucking Good Goy show. Immediately, like his fucking body ain't cold. What is going on there, Luke? I could only speculate. I could only wildly speculate. But I could look at it and go, wow, that looks fucking weird. Never be ashamed to just go, wow, that seems really fucking weird. Like, seems really fucking weird. I don't know. And then it's like, again, so much of this is out there that just like discredits shit. You know, you sit here and you go, man, I think there's really some shady shit going on with Eric Kirk. And you're like, wow, you're probably like Candace Owens who thinks she's talking to Charlie Kirk's ghost. And I'm like, no, I'm really not. I've really never watched Candace Owens' show. And I think she is probably not talking to Charlie Kirk's ghost. Yeah, now, I suppose I can't confirm that. I don't have fucking Ghostbusters equipment to capture Charlie Kirk's ghost and ask him, but I would feel like probably not, would be my guess.
Right.
I think Charlie's chilling with Jesus. I don't think I frankly, I hope he's not looking at what's going on in the world. Frankly, I hope he's just too busy enjoying heaven.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work. Like, do the hosts of heaven just enjoy their lives, or they look back once in a while?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe you can even wander the earth. I don't know. Maybe there are ghosts wandering around. Maybe you can. Maybe Maybe you could sneak out of hell sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be scary.
Like, I don't know, man. It's you should probably approach spiritual things with a healthy dose of I don't know. I say that even as a man of faith who does indeed believe in a reasonably orthodox, quote unquote, with a lowercase o version of Christianity, but still, like, I don't know. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like Kirk is probably just enjoying his time with Jesus.
We all should.
John, I'll send you a link next time. I'm like maybe 5 minutes away from wrapping this up. So, because I do got some other shit I got to do tonight. I got to do some wash. I got to wash my sheets. It's that time of the week, man. I got to wash my fucking bed sheets. I really do. And that's the kind of thing where you got to do that. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that too late in the day. You don't want to be heading to bed and like, oh shit, I didn't put that in the dryer. Not a good time. And I'm retarded in ADHD, so it's not like that hasn't happened. There have been times in my life when I've slept on the couch because I've made that mistake.
Oh, I found the part in the comic where they're asking, why are you not impregnating more people? Why are you Viltrumites not impregnating more women? Let's see what they say. My mate was in danger. Many of them were. I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice any of them. Besides, isn't this the idea to produce a many offspring as possible? Says my mate. She has been hurt in the past by a companion who was disloyal. She doesn't approve of my procreating with other women. Where I to do so, she would become upset. I don't wish to do that to her because I care about her. And the journal's like, oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, is there no end to this? Is there no end to this poison that is infecting us all?
They're supposed to like keep a low profile, and the one-eyed guy like saves his one mate in some disaster going on in London, like using his powers. And he's like, why do you just let her die? And he's like, because I love her. And he's like, don't you have like 30 wives, 30 baby mamas? And he's like, yeah, I love them all. And it's just like, their empire is defeated through being pussy whipped. It's amazing.
And meanwhile, the girl, she doesn't want any of the human men to touch her. Oh, that's gonna be. I wonder if anyone's gonna respond to her that scene when that finally comes up.
Oh, I think we're doing it. I wasn't sure if they were gonna have that balls, and then like when Mark in the show is going like, "I killed Conquest," and she's looking around like, "Is that so?" Like just fucking wet floor warning over here. Like she's. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do the struggle snuggle."
Oh,
hell
boy.
Yeah!
Ooh, that's
she's all like, I like you, I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
I look forward. I wonder if there's going to be any reaction to that. I mean, doesn't everyone kind of like? It's interesting, like, because doesn't everyone kind of know the story at this point, or does anyone just? Are we trying to pretend to be surprised?
Where I think there's going to be the spurging out about it. It's not necessarily the rape scene. It's the fact that this character finds redemption. Like her and Mark make peace. And Mark is an active father in this boy's life that results from this. Yeah. And like she's kind of forgiven at some point. And for whatever reason, younger millennials in particular, basically anyone born after 1993 has had this drilled in their head that any kind of sexual assault is some sort of unforgivable, like Jesus Christ himself couldn't wash away this sin. And I get that it's a terrible thing, but like, what do we do? Like, I don't know. It's there's such a baby fucking attitude towards sex from the Zoomers, like such an infantilized fucking 8-year-old attitude towards it that I just like. I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying it because I'm horny and I like a fucking woman to, be assertive. What Anissa does in the comic is not that fucking evil of an act when you get right down to it. Because you got to remember, first of all, her species is on the verge of extinction. Second of all, given the culture that she was raised in, this is not a particularly egregious thing to do. It's barely wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's sort of like in other words, I think a lot of these fucking whiny Zoomers in particular are going to have a harder time forgiving Anissa than Nolan, which is pretty ass backwards when you think about it. Because Nolan killed thousands of people while nearly beating his son to death.
Yep.
But, Anissa's the irredeemable one. And it's like, no, not really.
What's interesting about her character is like she just drastically calmed down when she became a mom. Like her violent attitude just basically vanished.
Yeah, it'll happen. But that's honestly like the whole second half of that comic book series. If you put those 3 volumes of the entire run, initial, first initial canon run of this fucking series together, The second half of it is essentially redeeming these people. That's the whole fucking point of it. To the point where, spoilers here, Mark and Eve are like the fucking... Mark is the emperor of this empire by the end. And it's no longer a shitty, evil fucking empire. Eve is also effectively immortal because of her powers. In fact, there's actually a scene where she's gotten old and she's on her deathbed and they're all like, oh my God, we're losing Eve. And then she just like, her fucking powers kick back in and like that. Like when she fixed herself after Conquest, she just does that. And she just like, now she's not 80 anymore. She looks 20 again.
Yep.
It's like that transporter accident in Star Trek where they kills you and makes a new you. Like it does. We want to paper over that fact, but it does. Thomas Riker alone is proof of this. That the thing on the other side is not you. Uh-oh, did chat say the stream died?
What happened?
Chat just said the stream died.
Stream died?
I don't know. Seems like it's still alive.
Let me see. What does YouTube say?
It's saying it's still live over here. I was about ready to wrap up anyway, so fuck it. Oh, we're back. Okay, we're back. Okay, well, whatever. I don't know what happened there. Stream cut out for a minute, but whatever. I was about ready to wrap it up anyways. I was just rambling on about how the transporter breaks Star Trek lore. Because it does. For a number of reasons. And I say that as a absolute lover of Trek. That I will, even though it's in the shitter right now, I will always love classic Trek. But yeah, the transporter breaks Star Trek lore. Anyways, that's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm going to check real quick, make sure we didn't get any super chats. No one seems to really do that now that I don't have it connected. But whatever, we do check just in case. And if you do want to support the show, it is PayPal. Oh, we do got a donation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's check our donations here. For $10, Heath J says, surely there's some Toby Keith available. 1997 was a good year for music. I will be deep in the cold ground before I play Toby Keith on here. That's a hard no. Even if I set it up to where I'm like taking requests again for like music, no Toby Keith's gonna be a rule. Like we're not doing Toby Keith, all right. 1997 was a very good year for music. I could play some Spice Girls, maybe. 1997 is when the fucking grunge spell broke on American music and music was fun again. Like I guess the Nirvana guy had been dead long enough that by 1997 we could move on. Anyways, that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for the donation, Heath J. And if you want to support the show, paypal.me/thebackoff, streamlabs.com/thebackoff. I will make sure stuff is read on the air. And Amazon wishlist down below. If you want to buy me some of the dumb shit that I like, that would be very cool too. That's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank everybody for watching. Beglov out.